Hi everyone, it's Dawn. Welcome back to my channel. I hope that you had a nice weekend. We had a really nice weekend. The weather was finally nice and calm. It wasn't too hot. We didn't get very much rain at all, and the rain we did get came at night when we were sleeping, and that's the best kind of rain in my opinion, when you're sleeping and there's like a good storm going on outside. So we got a little bit of rain, but the weather has been absolutely beautiful finally, and I hope that you have good weather wherever you are, because many of you had said in the comment section of my last video that your weather has just been crazy, and it's been crazy everywhere. So I hope that you had a nice, calm, peaceful weekend weather-wise, and I hope that you had a lot of fun. We had fun on Saturday because my eldest son is turning 19 this coming weekend, but we're going to be out of town for a family wedding. So we celebrated his birthday with my parents on Saturday, and we went out to one of his favorite restaurants, and then we had cake back here at my house, and the weather was really beautiful, and we just had like a really great conversation the whole time. We laughed and just had a lot of fun. So that was great. And then yesterday on Sunday, we went to church. We did a little bit of hiking with the dog. And lately we've been taking our dog, Rosie, on different places to hike than we normally go to, just to get her out on a nice long walk and see some new places, because we used to always go to the same places and it could get kind of boring when you're always going to the same places. So that's what we did. This coming weekend, we're going out of town for a family wedding, and while we're away, my son will turn 19, and also my daughter's boyfriend will be turning 22, and he'll be with us as well. So we're going to celebrate their birthdays this coming weekend. And the wedding is in the town where my husband went to college. So we're going to show all of our kids my husband's college, and he's really familiar with state parks and things like that in that area. So we're going to go exploring, and we might go either tubing, kayaking, or canoeing. We haven't made up our minds yet. I'm all for tubing. I think tubing is so much fun. But anyways, that's what we've got planned coming up, and I know I'll come back next week and I'll be tired because we have a lot on our plate that weekend, plus the wedding that we're going there for. So this week I have a lot to do to kind of get ready. I have to get cards, I have to get gifts for my son and my daughter's boyfriend, and I have to just kind of get like all my ducks in a row to go out of town. So anyway, that's a little bit about what's going on with me. Let me know what's going on with you. I love knowing, and I love interacting with you guys down in the comment section. So even if you just say hello, I love that. And I haven't done a monthly favorites video in the past couple of months, and that's not like me. I always try to do a monthly favorites. So what I'm going to do instead of a monthly favorites is share with you some products that I started squirreling away probably in April when Natasha Denona had a sale. And I had purchased some items from different sales going on different brands' websites, and I haven't had a chance to share them with you. So I'm gonna share those with you. I have opened them and used them. My intention was to do a mini haul, but I never got around to it. So I did use these products, and I have some thoughts. So I think that's a little bit better. And I don't have a ton, but it's pretty heavily makeup and skin products. So let's just jump in and get started. So the first thing is a couple of products from Bath & Body Works. I went to Bath & Body Works and I was looking for something kind of peach scented. And this summer, I really like coconut, and I also like really peachy scents, and they didn't have anything. So I chose two different things. I chose Japanese Cherry Blossom, which I've had before and I really like a lot. It's been around for a long time. It's an oldie but a goodie. But I tried one that I hadn't tried before, and it was the buy 3 get 3 free deal that they have very often. So I got 3 Japanese Cherry Blossom products and 3 of this scent, which is Sensual Amber, and this is the one that I am so excited about. So it's described as a warm, sweet, and sunny scent, and it has notes of golden amber, wild berries, orange flower, lotus petals, and creamy sandalwood, and it smells so good. I shower at nighttime before I go to bed, so I use the shower gel in the shower, obviously, and then when I get out, I spritz this on, And then when I'm in bed, I use I like the thicker cream, not the lotion as much, because I really like to use the thick cream on my body, you know, just on certain areas where I tend to get dry skin. And this smells amazing. You should all try it. I think everyone will love this scent. It's just so pleasant. It's so light. And since I shower at night, by the time morning gets here, I can still put on my fragrance, whichever fragrance I'd like to wear for the day. And it doesn't interact with it in a bad way. You can only really smell this by the daytime when you're close up to me. But then when I add like whatever fragrance I'm wearing, it just smells like my fragrance. But this smells absolutely amazing. And some days I'm just skipping my fragrance altogether and misting myself with this again. It doesn't have the staying power of a lot of like your fragrance would, your perfume, but it smells so good. And I would recommend this. So definitely try it if you haven't, or go into Bath & Body Works and spritz a little on a tissue and put it in your purse. And then during the week, see if you still like the way your purse smells. And if you do, go back and get it. You'll love it. Some of you have been asking me to do a cool toned makeup look, and I don't have any cool toned palettes in my stash that I'm absolutely in love with that I get excited about sharing with you. So a couple of months ago, I purchased a couple of products from Ilia, and these have been around for a while. And I got the Necessary eyeshadow palette in Cool Nude. And this is what it looks like. And it's clean, cruelty-free, and I think it's vegan too. And the component is recyclable. It says, "We believe in better," on the lid, and it has these beautiful cool toned shades. And what I like about it is that a lot of times when you use a cool toned palette, you'll get a lot of grays, or you'll get a lot of like, I don't know, I just think a lot of like bluey shades. And this doesn't have any shades in it that are like really blue or gray. I like those shades, but I like them more in the winter time than I do in the summer months. So I was really excited to try this palette, and I'm gonna swatch some of the shades for you. So the first shade is called Undo, and it looks like this. It's this shade right here. And it is like a nude cream shade, and the undertones are a little more of a blush than like a gray or anything like that. So I really like that shade a lot for like kind of just putting down over my primer as a base. And then this shade is a soft taupey lavender shade, and as you can see, it's really cool. It definitely leans cool, taupey lavender. And then you have this shade called Overcome, and all three of these are mattes, and that's what it looks like. It's like the perfect burgundy shade. So I think that this palette is going to go into fall and winter really well. So these are the three colors on this side, and I like these three together when I want an all matte look. Then here you have this matte shade called Just, and it's like a slate brown. So you've got your brown tone in there, but it's definitely a cool brown, not a warm brown. And then you have this shade called Unravel, and it's a violet, and it kind of has a shift to it. And again, very cool tones. And then Radiant up here, and this is like a taupey bronze. And look how pretty that is. They're just beautiful, and I can get several looks with this palette, and I'm really happy that I picked it up. It's a beautiful, all cool toned palette with a mix of mattes and then shimmers, but there aren't any like metallics. This violet shade can kind of do a little shifting, especially if you use like a little Fix Plus from MAC on your brush before you put it on and get the brush a little bit damp. And this Ilia palette is talc free and made for sensitive eyes. So I wanted to tell you guys about that. But it lasts really long. It doesn't disappear on my eyes, and the colors stay true and they stay put all day long. So this is a really good quality palette, and I think it's a really good cool toned palette if you're looking for one. So Natasha Denona had a sale a couple of months ago, and it was 30% off. And I shared with you the cheek and face palette already that I purchased at that sale, and I'm so happy I picked it up. I love it. But I also picked up a couple other things, and the next thing I want to share with you is the Natasha Denona Glam Face Palette. And I've been wanting this palette for a really long time. It comes in 2 shades. There's a light and there's a dark, and I purchased the light for obvious reasons, and it's very reflective, so I'm not going to hold it up, but it's like rose gold packaging, and it's just really pretty packaging. There's a mirror on the inside. So this is what the palette looks like. And whenever Natasha Denona has a palette that has her like bouncy cream products, she always puts a cover on them when they're combined with your like more powdery products. And this is what it looks like. You have a terracotta cream blush. It's like that bouncy kind of creamy texture. So pretty. And then you have a highlighter here, and it's also kind of, it feels powdery, but it's actually creamy. So pretty together. And these colors were just made for me. I always lean toward these kind of terracotta shades. And usually I've seen her blushes in like pinks and just more pinky toned shades. I have a couple of her minis, and the ones I have, they're pinkier. So I was really happy that this has a terracotta shade in it, and it does not disappoint. And it's very long wearing, and it blends out beautifully. And these are what the eyeshadows look like. And you have 3 mattes here, 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 and then you have sort of like your sparkly pseudo topper shades. And so I'm going to show you what these mattes look like. So they're not super warm. They have sort of like a peachy pinky undertone in them, which makes them very, very flattering on my skin tone, in my opinion. You know, sometimes they can have, I don't know, just like more of an orangey or warmer undertone. So they are really warm. Like, for example, her bronze palette. I like that palette too, but this isn't as warm as that. And then you've got your little topper shades here. And I like to use these as toppers, but you can absolutely use them for one eyeshadow looks, or just like putting them all over your mobile lid or something like that. So you have more of a champagne, and then you have your bronzy toned one. And it's a beautiful palette. If you guys would like to see a look with any of these products, I'm sure I'll do a look for you using all of these at some point. But let me know if there's one that you would really like to see soon, and I'll plan to do a look with some of the makeup I've been showing you. Shopped the Natasha Denona sale a couple of months ago, so she's due for another sale. She usually has a sale like every 3 or 4 months, and I'm sure all the brands are going to start their end of summer sales in the next couple of weeks. I hate to even think ahead to the end of summer because I love summer so much, but you know, let's be real, it's gonna come to an end eventually, and there will be a lot of sales. So watch for those. If there's something you're wanting to pick up, that's the time to pick them up when they have those 30% off sales. They're so good. Macy's had a recent sale on MAC, so I did pick up a couple of items from MAC. I'd been wanting to try one of the new palettes that MAC released in the spring, and they are called the Connect and Color palettes. And I think there's like 4 or 5 mini palettes, and then there's 2 large palettes. The palettes are packaged with shades that haven't been packaged together before that I know of, but some of the shades are existing in individuals already. For example, in this palette, this is the Burgundy palette. I have 2 of the shades already in individual colors. I didn't realize it when I picked it up, but I don't mind because I love those shades. And these are to replace the ×9 palettes. So if you're a fan of the semi-sweet, dusty mauve, burgundy, or amber ×9 palettes, they have, I think, 9 shades, and they're all about the size of a dime, really tiny. I love those palettes, but now they're packaged like this. Really cute packaging, very sturdy, and the shades are larger. They're a little bit larger than the size of maybe about the size of a quarter. So you get 6 shades instead of 9, but the shades are larger. And I thought this would be a beautiful fall palette. And it has this really nice brown It's really good for lining your eyes or putting in your crease. This shimmery shade, it has a little bit of like a lavender shift to it. Matte, this is called Haux, H-A-U-X. I hope that's how you pronounce it, Haux. I could be wrong. Okay, then you've got this shade, and it's like a champagne shift. This one also has a little shift to it. It's darker, really pretty. And then you've got your really beautiful burgundy shade, like a Merlot wine. I think it'll be so pretty for like a wine makeup look in the fall time. Super pretty. And I also picked up a lipstick that I think will be really pretty going into fall and winter. I could even start wearing it now, and this is what it looks like. It's from the Luster Glass range, so it's got a little bit of a sheen to it. These tend to go on very sheer, and they're very hydrating, but you can build them up. And the bullet has a sheen to it in the Luster Glass range, and that's what it looks like. And it's from the Think Pink collection, which MAC released last winter or spring, and that's what it looks like. It's like a pinky red, but it's a very wearable shade, and it goes on pretty sheer at first, but then you can build, and you can build it up to be more opaque like this. And lastly, I have two sunblock products that I want to share with you. The first one, it's from La Roche-Posay. It's no big surprise because I love La Roche-Posay and I like all the sunblocks I've tried so far. This one is a mineral block, and it's an SPF 50 titanium dioxide, and it has antioxidants in it, and it has a tint, and that's what I like about it. So it has a little bit of a tint to it, and when you blend it in, it looks so pretty on the skin. It just leaves a glow, and it looks like it's a little dark because I put a lot, but it blends out really sheer, and it's just like glowy. It's almost like wearing like the MAC strobe cream or something like that under your makeup, or the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. It has that filtering effect, but it has an SPF of 50 in it, which is really, really nice. And then I remembered that La Roche-Posay had a product that I really loved a few years ago, and it was a sunblock in a compact, and I can't find it anywhere. They discontinued it, but on the Prime sale for Amazon Prime, they had one from Aven, and it's SPF 50, and it's a compact sunblock. It's the high protection sunblock from Aven, and this is also a mineral block. And from my understanding, the mineral block will shoot the rays back. So it bounces the rays off your skin and they go back, as opposed to chemical sunblock, which absorbs all the rays. And so there's a difference there, but they both are very effective. So whichever you prefer. I tend to not like mineral block unless it's tinted, because a lot of times they can leave that cast on your skin, or if you take photos, it can have a flashback. But I've noticed that when they're tinted, like this one, it doesn't do that. And I just love that sheen, that glow it gives me. It's really pretty when I apply it on my neck and my chest, which I haven't done yet today, but I will. But this product comes in two shades, beige and honey, and they're both a little bit dark for me. And you open it up and you've got a sponge, and then in here is your product, and you have a mirror. And I really like this a lot. I tried to wear this alone as my foundation, and it would look absolutely beautiful and be an answer to sunblock prayer if this came in a fair light version. But this is the lightest shade, and it's called beige. So if you are a light medium, this will work great for you. And then there's another shade called honey for deeper skin tones. So it only comes in two shades that I've found so far. But if I could find a light, fair light, I would totally, this would be an absolute must-have product for me. But I'm gonna show you, it's really creamy and balmy, and that's what the color looks like. It isn't too dark, but it sort of looks like a bronzer on my skin. So I don't have anything on this hand, and that's what it looks like. Can you see? It's kind of got a lot of yellow undertones. And when I blend it in, it does look really pretty, but it almost looks, well, it would look like I would look if I used fake tanner on my face, which I don't. I rely on my bronzer for that. So what I've been doing is touching up my sunblock with it. And I've been mainly hitting the high points of my face where I apply my bronzer. And that's great because the sun hits you on those high points, but I can't use this like in the center of my face in the areas where I typically highlight because it looks muddy on me because the shade is too dark. So this isn't really an answer to any of my problems of reapplying my sunblock during the day. So what I typically do is apply a powder formula over my makeup when I'm touching up my sunblock on my face during the day, and that works great. But I was hoping that this would do the trick. So I think if you have a light to medium skin tone, you'll absolutely love this product. It's not cakey, it's kind of balmy, and it's just a really nice product. So if any of you know of a product like this one for fair skin like mine, let me know down in the comments because I'd really love to find something, and I'd like to find something to bring with me on our trip this coming weekend because we're gonna be outside in the sun and we're gonna be doing a lot of we're gonna be in the water, and I need something that's really gonna hold up. I know Shiseido makes a great product for that. I might look into that. I think it's the Shiseido Sport. It got a lot of buzz on YouTube when it first came out, and now I think we've all kind of forgotten about it, but I remember I really liked it a few years back. I might try that one. So anyway, that's what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And I hope you all have a very blessed and beautiful day. I'll see you next time.